And welcome to the Say It Loud podcast.
Hello.
Number 19.
Yeah?
I think so. We're getting up
We
there.
already said we didn't.
I think
Okay,
it's
sure.
I think it's in the 20s. Yeah.
I thought it was in the
Hey,
20s too.
Yeah. Who can know this information? I don't know how you'd even figure that
can't
out.
track
There's
these
no
kind of things.
device
Yeah.
out there that has these
Yeah.
things cataloged
Yeah.
at all.
Anyways,
We've
Hello.
got, for the first time ever, Fair City Fire's newest band member, Clint Manning, is here.
I believe that's me.
That's
Hey.
him, Clint. Let
That's
the people
him.
know what you sound like.
Did you hear that voice?
This is my voice. This is my smooth, sultry radio voice.
Do people say you're like a mix of Archie Manning and Clint Howard?
No one's ever said that to me.
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't know. That's a good name. I like it. Clint Manning.
Usually
You could do a lot of things with that name.
I
I
introduce
think.
myself as Clint like Eastwood, Manning like Peyton. So
Oh, those
close.
guys? Yeah.
Close.
who's your country?
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
good.
It's right up there with
I like
Good
that.
for the memory.
with that Tony Park thing.
Yeah, we had a guy that told us, you can remember my name, Tony Park, by saying toe, and he pointed at his toe, for those of you listening. And then he said knee, and he pointed at his knee. I'm pointing at my knee now. And he said park, and then he drove a steering wheel, like parking a car, and that's how
Like
you
stick
remember his
shift,
name.
like he
Yeah,
was parking
Yeah.
or something.
Park, yeah.
Put it
Tony
in
Park.
Classic. Yeah. So it's
Okay.
what we're trying
never-
to say. It's
yeah.
really cool to have a way to explain your
Honestly,
name.
we've
Like,
never forgot
yeah,
it, though.
yeah.
Like, we still remember it to this day.
Yeah.
Didn't he give
One of the coolest things
Joe?
I've
Didn't
ever
he give your mom like 2 or 3 CDs of the same CD?
A bunch of free
because he was like
CDs.
hitting on her.
He was like, here, have all this stuff, please. Please take
He
all
went
this.
up to her
His own
like
CDs
three different occasions. It was like, oh, here, take
He
my
said-
CD.
He said,
and, like,
you look into my eyeliner.
Look deep into my eyeliner.
straight
I hope
into my
Tony
guy
Park
liner.
is not listening to this. All due
I
respect,
kind of hope
Tony
he
Park.
does, man.
Jay, we love you, Tony Park.
Yeah,
we
man.
love you,
You're
Tony
really
Park.
cool. You're
But
one
you
of the
need to-
coolest.
We really say this out of the love.
You need to step down.
That's not what he wants to hear.
That
So
sounded
that's,
very loving,
We're trying to be
actually.
so
I don't know.
positive. God, Brad, you're killing it.
Hey,
Killing the vibe.
So that's
Yeah,
Brian,
hitting on-
Everybody
hitting on-
smile.
Brian,
Mrs.
Brett, and Joe.
Hancock.
Doesn't work.
Brian, Brett, Joe joined.
Hello.
I'm Matt, but Clint. Before we get into there's a lot to talk about. Like, you guys just came back from a tour,
Mhm.
3 of you, minus Peyton Manning. And then you guys are going to have a big show coming up.
Yeah.
But first, we should welcome Mr. Manning. And just tell us a few sentences about yourself. Nobody else say anything.
All right.
This is
See,
the
where do I
dating game.
where do I start? Life story. No. I moved down to Texas about 5 years ago. I'm originally from Buffalo, New York. Been playing music most of my life. I kind of drove down here in an old band of mine's tour van. Never been to Texas, and I've been here ever since. I think that's the short rundown.
Were you
Wait.
coming here during a tour?
Yeah, did you just
then
leave
you-
tour and you were like, I'm
well,
staying?
So my band that I've been playing with in Buffalo, we were considering moving somewhere, and that was more tour central, kind of pursuing things. 'Cause things were going well, but
Like
kinda
Syracuse?
slow, kind of standstill. Yeah, Syracuse, New York, central, not central New York, central like U.S.
Yeah.
like East Coast wise. But we had a place all set up. We were gonna move to somewhere in the Triangle area of North Carolina, actually, and then me and the drummer quit our shitty part-time day jobs, and we had it all set up. We had a 3-week tour that was supposed to be our last tour. Had like month's rent or so and some savings saved up, and then like no one got any job bites, and the tour van broke down in Raleigh of all places, right in the Triangle, going back, and then like. So we had this big going away party before the start of the tour too. So we like had this going away party, then we found ourselves trapped back in Buffalo. We're like,
Fuck you, Buffalo.
we're
We'll
kidding,
never
guys.
see you again.
We're still here, and we're like, can we? And like, we might like have to be here for at least a few months now. Like, can we play shows like after our like farewell show?
I feel like
we,
it's the equivalent
we
of
actually
being
did like, cause I think like St. Patrick's Day or something came up, and we had a good show opportunity. We're like, just kidding, guys, still here.
That's the equivalent of like saying goodbye to somebody in the hallway and then they're walking the same way.
Yeah.
But yeah, things kind of lost steam after that, and I was getting frustrated there, and then like, you know, the band kind of gave me their okay, like go ahead, like get out of here if you need to. We understand.
Oh,
And
right.
I
Were you
just
making
picked
it pretty
Boston.
obvious? I mean, were you saying things, or was like your body
No,
language
I
not
mean,
there?
well, so like the bass player was my best friend from high school. He had been in my high school band, and I after finishing college, moved back to Buffalo to start this band, and he had got a mechanical engineering degree and was just buried in debt and kind of like pushing off getting a real job or like a real 9-to-5, pay off your $400 a month engineering degree student loans. And so he was kind of pushing that off, and he needed to kind of come back to reality to come to terms with that financial burden. And then the drummer, he was I don't know, he was on board, but as far as moving, he didn't want to move too far, and so just, I don't know, things just kind of went that way. Felt like what needed to happen.
So how did you make the decision to be in Austin?
So after it became apparent that the band was probably, like the bass player got a job offer after the first move failed, and like that's kind of like what gave him incentive to, it's like, okay, I got the job, I've been pushing off, like it's already lined up. And then I was gauging some places, and the drummer like didn't really want to move anywhere too far away or anything. I think he was kind of out once the bass player was out anyway, because the band was like not the band anymore. And so then I was just looking at music-oriented cities, and I figured that Austin would be the best for what I was trying to do musically at that point. Like, I was looking at Nashville and stuff. I think Nashville was a little more singer-songwriter country than I was looking to get into at the time, and LA is just over
There.
glamified, whatever you
Really?
want to call it. No, not the distance, just too fake for me, I guess.
Yeah.
How it comes off. In New York City was just like, I've been in New York a lot, and it was just like too much to take in. And and then Austin seemed to be a good match with things, so I just set up a house share, threw everything in the tour van, which had become my primary vehicle, and just
Yeah. With
drove down
the
to Austin.
intention of doing music here, was
Yep.
it much try to make it your
Yeah.
primary like activity?
Pretty
Right,
much,
okay.
yeah. And kind of just dove right into it, and through the open mic scene and a bunch of other things, and just been chugging along ever since.
So where did you guys first, like the Fair City Fire guys? Well, now you are the Fair City Fire.
Yeah,
guys.
I met,
Where,
I
like,
met Brian in
and
the
Clint,
open
yeah.
mic circuit probably 4 years ago now, so I've kind of known him a while. And then I've seen the band since their early inception too, so kind of been.
Did you see us at Stomping Grounds, like when we started out? Those are the first few gigs.
Yeah, I saw that
Is
your
our
first
band.
show was at Stomping Grounds. I didn't
Yeah.
even know that. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think I was at that first show because
That's cool.
Stomping Grounds was one of the places that I consistently went to open mic shortly after I moved here. So for a while, I went like to every open mic and a lot of events, and then I ended up moving pretty close to there. So I probably definitely was at that show.
And then one day Brian came into practice and was like, "You're gonna get a new brother," and I was like, "Oh, okay." But
No, it's exciting.
it is exciting.
Yeah.
No, it's very
Who
exciting.
doesn't
Should have
want a
done
new
one of those
brother?
gender reveal things.
Yeah.
Oh man, we
Should've.
should have.
Yeah.
You guys got a new sibling.
Or yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that kind of gender reveal.
Yeah.
The Maury gender reveal. That's a whew.
Ooh,
That's a good one.
Yeah. Sounds
Did
exciting.
you ever see? Because Clint, you play a lot of solo stuff around town. Is it comparable to the way like Brian and Brett and like Joe occasionally like you guys play around town, like same kind of circuit?
I have no idea actually, because I don't know where they're
Well,
playing these days.
We ran into. I never really knew Clint. I knew who he was because Brian and I, when we first started doing the duo, just for when we quit our jobs and started doing music full time as a duo, we would travel down to San Antonio and playing Pat O'Brien's.
Oh yeah, we were both playing there.
Yeah, and
At
that
the
was
same days for a while.
2015 maybe or something. I don't know.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, for almost a year and a half, I drove down there
Yeah.
every Wednesday.
So we would run into you because you'd be finishing up your set. Because we'd get there about an hour before, so you'd have like 40 or like 15 to 30 minutes left. But yeah. And I said
Sure.
hey to you a few times. Your hair was real short there then, too.
Yeah. It's, I saw a
And-
picture, one of those Facebook flashbacks from 3 years ago today. And
Yeah.
I had the short hair, and I was playing at Pat O'Brien's. It was
Yeah.
a picture someone had taken. I'm like, whoa, who's that guy?
That was kind of my first interaction with Clint was just in passing of playing music as a duo with Brian.
Yeah, for sure. And I definitely remember, just those mostly Stomping Grounds open mics, I believe, back in the day. Maybe Firehouse, too. But,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think me and Brian might have had a couple of had a few drinks, heart to heart conversations back in the day.
Oh,
yeah,
really?
I believe so. Yeah. I've been known to do that
About
a few
what?
times.
Do you guys remember any?
Anything?
Was there anything like where you guys talked about something? It's like, yeah, this guy like and I we're gonna like we're gonna be cool for a while? Like, was it that?
I don't know
kinda
if we
deep?
ever really had that moment back then. I
Yeah,
mean, would
yeah.
you say like?
I don't know
Is there
specifically.
anything that stands out? Like,
It was always a pleasant interaction. It was never like, oh man, thank God that's over, kind of thing.
yeah. Well, it's like we were two dudes kind of in the same circumstance, right? Like we had just left everything that we had built for ourselves in our hometown to come to Austin,
Yeah,
and
we
it's
had
like,
a lot of the same hardships, a lot of the same
yeah,
questions and goals and downfalls,
booking people,
and
you know.
upswings.
So was there? Oh, I'm curious. Did it not? Did it not work out? Like, did you guys ever explore being in a band years ago?
No.
Like,
Well, not
I mean, Brian. Well, you guys knew.
no.
You guys never thought about
There
being
was
in
a
band
short
together?
lived
Like,
there was a short lived thing where Brian wanted to record a demo, and I do some out of house or out of apartment like production work, and
And that demo has since
yeah,
disintegrated.
yeah, we started
Yeah,
recording
it's-
it. I don't know what happened. It just kind of like got to this point where like, no one talked about it anymore, and then it just I still have the files on my computer.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Oh,
No,
wow.
they
Someday.
actually
Oh.
disintegrated.
Dude,
into
we should-
space.
Yeah,
We-
we got to bring that
They're
back.
gonna play him right
oh, I'm
now.
gonna remix it.
oh yeah.
to
Dude,
some-
is there?
Yeah, you have to send it to him so
Oh,
we can put
yeah.
it in right
No,
now.
no.
I'll
These
dig it up.
tracks
Yeah.
Next
disappeared.
Week. Next
It's okay.
podcast.
tragically
You're gonna hear-
And
'cause you're-
hear the track.
into the space. Into
It's okay
space.
because you're gonna
Yeah.
hear these tracks in a couple months and they're gonna be revamped and redone. And
No, you're gonna hear the tracks right now.
well, yes, now, but also you'll hear the process later, or where they go.
Dude, if we do have those, they're playing right now.
Yeah, they're playing right now.
Anything? Is there,
I'm pretty sure they're all
If
gone.
nothing's
though.
playing
Yeah.
right now, then we don't have them. Sorry. Brian Wolf has since infiltrated Clint's
let's-
house and destroyed his
Let's
computer.
imagine that we did hear them. What's your guys, Brian and Clint? What is your review of what we've just heard?
Wait, you should ask our review too. I wanna give
We
a
will.
review.
I mean,
I have to revisit this. Yeah, I don't
What
know.
was the song? Do we know what the song was?
The one was the
was it Bills to Pay? I feel like I was playing
playing
that.
for the flies
Yeah.
on the wall. Yeah, it was
no,
that
the
Bills to Pay.
grind.
Oh, nice.
Oh, the
Oh,
grind.
you did grind too.
Oh.
then.
The grind.
Okay.
That's
It
a
would
good
have been
tune.
Bills to Pay and grind then. Yeah.
Did we do
Yeah.
Bills to Pay as a band?
We did it once. I think our first tour because I think didn't we play?
No, we played Billboard on an empty street.
Ah, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. that's
No,
not-
we did Bills to Pay.
I think
with
we
Brittany.
did with Brittany.
Yeah,
I don't
we did
think
with
Joe was
Brittany. You were
involved.
involved.
Ooh, nope,
Uh,
was not
yeah.
involved
Bills
in
to
that.
Pay. We totally did.
I don't remember how that song goes at
I
all.
will say at
Either.
the time, if I
Remember,
had
it was in F. That's all I know.
if I had a criticism, it was like it felt like it needed to rock out a little more than just one person and an acoustic guitar. So
Yeah.
he's gone
Yeah,
ahead
man.
and made that happen since then. So.
Yeah, I'm trying. You know, I'm trying. These guys are trying.
So
We
is
got
this,
bills to pay, man.
is this your way of saying that Bills to Pay is definitely going to be on the next album? Is that what? Can we say that right now? Bills to Pay is
That's
going
the
to come
big
back.
track reveal.
Yeah.
Oh.
It depends how the fans react. You guys are hearing this right now. You just send
Yeah.
us a letter. Let us know that
Yeah.
Yeah,
you
definitely
want
a
bills
letter.
to pay.
Yeah, please.
definitely.
do.
Mail is the
Like
the
US
most
mail.
efficient way
Yeah,
to do
P.O. Box
things
29
these days.
at 4642 South Congress Avenue.
If we're gonna talk
That's
about,
totally
If we
legit.
get at
Definitely
least
do that.
one letter, we'll do it.
All right.
if we're gonna talk
That's right.
about,
And it can't be from anybody that's in this room right now.
If we get one letter.
Brett,
Brett.
what were we going to say?
I was just gonna say we're talking about new songs. We wrote 3 songs this past week.
Hey,
did.
that's an exclusive reveal.
Yeah,
Oh,
3 new
Ooh.
new songs.
Yeah.
They're not okay. They're not complete, but
Yeah,
we got
they're
3.
getting there.
We got
If you're
start,
listening
a
this
good start
far,
of
3
3
things
new
are
songs.
You've just gotten a
happening.
really big update.
will they be
So-
ready for the August 18th Too Damn Hot
That's-
Affair
it's
Part
possible.
2?
Maybe one
It's a
or
loaded
two.
question.
Maybe not.
Maybe
Maybe,
one or
yeah,
two.
maybe.
Perhaps.
Maybe all of
Perhaps
them.
also not.
Yes. Yeah. We might just play stuff you know.
So right
the
now,
hits, the hits, if you will.
Clint, you played how many? 2 shows? 3 shows with Fair City Fire?
2.
I think, yeah, the tour departure show
Yeah,
and the
the-
tour returning show.
Stub show and the Mohawk show.
Right.
Hey.
And
Both were a good time. Yeah.
so you weren't in the groove quick enough because it was, I mean, you guys had a different guitarist for about a couple months
Yeah,
who
We sure
bailed. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so it was kind of a,
They always
Uh,
leave.
yeah, they do. You have to be afraid, Clint.
well, Clint learned the songs in about a week and a half to 2 weeks for the Stub show.
Yeah, it went pretty quickly.
It was a lot. I was impressed.
A lot
But,
of material in a
yeah.
short time.
I mean, I would imagine for like you guys, it's probably better to have somebody like Clint on board who is basically a professional musician, you know?
Oh yeah,
You know,
full-time
the other
working
kid,
musician. Yeah,
where really was, 22, 23, and
I was 21.
in
Yeah,
just
little-
in a different place
yeah,
in terms of
little
like
bit more
his
of-
music professionalism.
Yeah.
So
More of a
seeing,
wild card
I was
for sure.
surprised, but also not surprised when you brought Clint on so quickly.
Yeah, it was a good fit.
Yeah.
Or it seems
Yeah.
to be a good fit too.
Yeah, I think our goals and our work ethic seem to line up pretty well
Yeah.
for where we're all at right now.
I'd agree.
He hasn't fucked up.
I'm looking forward to the
Joe's waiting so he can lay it out.
I'm looking forward to
Joe's
the
got his eye
Antone
on you.
Hey,
show
like Clint practices
because I just think we'll be
7:15.
super tight by then. I don't know.
7:16.
Yeah,
questioning
no,
how
that,
seriously
like
you're
Brett
taking
just
this
said
thing.
too. I'm definitely down for that.
Yeah.
that Antone show.
Well, I mean, the Stubbs show was rushed. I mean, but he did great for the short time, and then went 2.5 weeks without playing with us to come back to a Mohawk show, which was fine as
which
well.
killed.
Yeah.
Which just was
But
awesome.
Mohawk show
I'm
was
looking
great.
forward to when we really just are honed in.
Yeah, and it's steps for me too. Like I'm starting to focus now on how I can help out vocally because the focus
Yeah.
so far has been mostly on guitar.
Yeah.
Just learning the songs.
Yeah,
And,
if you think
yeah.
Clint sounds nice speaking, he sounds
You should hear
great
him
singing.
singing.
Yeah.
Sounds like Prince.
Oh, is there
Oh,
is there a certain amount of
that's a good
shows?
claim. I like it.
Because it could work in sports too. I mean, you could put the dream team together, but sometimes they work and sometimes they don't. You know, depending on the personalities, and they have to practice before they start the Olympics just to make sure they have plays down together. It doesn't matter how good they are individually. So in this case, with music, I mean, you played 2 shows. Is there like at 5 shows? Do you notice that it gets into a groove? Is it 10? Is it 20? Or is it a certain amount of time?
I noticed it in the Mohawk show. I felt like I felt like the Stubbs was like, yes, it's that first show. We all got to do it. Playing together for the first time, like it definitely was awesome. But I felt like, I don't know, even for being gone for 2 weeks, I felt like there was definitely a connection at that Mohawk show that was like, okay, yeah, like hell yeah.
Yeah, I felt the same way. I think that's kind of what it's about. It's not about like a number of shows or anything. It's about a feeling. It's like, you know, when we were on stage at Mohawk, I definitely felt more connected to everybody on stage, and
Yeah.
it just, and I think it was a little bit, you know,
Yeah.
I don't know, it was just cool.
No, and the
Definitely
nice
good
thing,
moment.
and the nice thing about that feeling is that like if you feel it early, then it's only gonna get better. Like it's only gonna be
Yeah.
a better feeling. Like
especially when we start creating together. That's
Yeah.
kind of been the big thing is so far, Clint's, you know, stay in the band until we got back from tour has been just getting ready for Stubbs and
Yeah.
then wait for 2 weeks and then play Mohawk. So it's like we had no time to really be creative and
Yeah.
that, you know,
Yeah.
so it's nice that we can
We
do
didn't even
that
have,
now.
We didn't have any time. We had 2
No.
weeks.
Yeah.
That's what I mean, yeah.
That's insane. Like 2 weeks to learn a hour set because we played a solid hour set at Stubbs.
I think when you have good musicians with common vibes, the moments are always there. It's just the frequency of the moments that kind of increases. So like, you know, first practice where I didn't know anything, I'm sure there was like some moments where we all got on the same page. I was like, yeah. And then like as you play together more and get better, then the kind of the whole thing turns into that. Yeah.
yeah.
And you guys, you know, what's the transition from like bringing somebody in and just playing the songs together that you know to being creative? 'Cause you wrote 3 songs this last week. Was it like an obvious turning point where it's like, okay, we're in it? I mean, how do you know when's the right time to start
Probably
being creative with
rehearsal-
somebody?
Rehearsal yesterday. I mean,
Yeah.
that was
That was a good.
a moment for me.
It's just now that we're back, we've actually had some time to just, you know, we don't have to worry. You know, our next show is August 18th, and we're definitely getting ready for it and stuff. But in the meantime, we can relax a little bit, and we can throw out creative ideas and be creative with one another and stuff like that. So it's just been nice to have that time. So I think that question is soon to be answered for sure.
Yeah, it's been
On my part.
it's been nice. Both the practices we had, we've been really creative, and like Joe was saying, there's not much of an agenda for the practice. It's just go in, let's play some music, let's have a good time together, let's create, and it seems to be working. I mean, like I said, I'm just looking forward to Antone's 2 months from now, 3 months from now, 4. I mean, when we really get in a groove, because like, you know, the 3 of us been playing for 3 years. It's like we went on tour as a 3-piece, and when we got back, we were tight as fuck. You know, just hitting all the stops. I barely heard any mess ups from anyone, and it was just like, I mean, you're firing all cylinders. It's like I'm looking forward to getting that way with Clint, and I think we could do it. I mean,
You saying I mess up a lot?
no, I'm just you don't play enough with
I'm
us.
kidding.
You know, it's like we've played 2 shows together, and that's it, and we've practiced 8 times maybe, right? I don't know, something that maybe even overshooting it.
Yeah.
And it's like, I just know how things are gonna get, and I know how well you play. So what I'm saying is like,
It's gonna be like
It's gonna be great, dude. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, that's exactly
You just
right.
keep that in
Don't give away
mind.
too
That's,
much.
that's your teaser. That's your teaser.
You heard it once. You just keep that in mind. You just
Track
yeah,
tease.
you
Yeah,
just
it's
keep
been-
that in mind.
It's been great, man. And Clint's a good fit, and he's 30.
Brett's
Ooh,
really
age
basking
reveal.
in that.
Why is that important to you?
It's
Brett?
important to me. I don't know why, but now I'm not the only 30-year-old in the
I
band.
mean, Brian's
I'm getting there.
Yeah.
I'm getting
Brian's
there.
falling the wake.
Yeah. I'm
Yeah,
getting
we were
there.
going
I got a
backwards
little
before
while.
Clint,
Got a
though.
little-
We were going backwards. We were going like 21, and it was just like
Way
oh,
back. I
boy.
wasn't
You
even a
didn't-
baby anymore.
You don't
That's
want to be
how
the
far
old
back
man
we
in the
went.
group.
I don't mind being the old man. It's just nice having
Another
all
old man.
4 guys. Like, I think Joe's become an old man in the last.
It's nice
6
to have
months.
a Walter Matthau with you.
Yeah,
just like
dude.
other grumpy old
Joe's
man.
gotten a lot older in the last 6 months.
Dude,
that's
last
for sure.
6
Yeah.
months, Joe's become an old man, so I feel like
It's
we
like,
all
I need a
have
hip
this like
replacement,
same,
all that stuff.
same
Like,
mentality of just like, hey, it's music. That's all
I'm
it
like,
is. It's
God-
not.
I'm like,
It's
God
not a
damn
life.
it,
It's
Brett.
not like we're chasing like this like rock lifestyle where we just doing all this
Brett-
crazy
Brett
shit.
and
We're
me-
chasing making music.
Brett and
it's
myself and
great.
Brian, we at least get loobies like once every 2 weeks at least. We all
Good-
get-
good
we all
discount
get
Oh,
for
loobies.
Lubies.
the
That
elders,
was
yeah.
like
Yeah.
Lubies.
I've never been there before. Have you?
What? No,
we go
really?
every Sunday.
Must be a
after
southern
church.
thing. When I went to Luby's for the first time when I was a little kid, they had Jell-O and shit. It was awesome. But then you go back as a 26 or excuse
I've
me,
never been to
24,
Luby's.
23-year-old, and you're like, this is a place for old people. This is a senior home of restaurants.
Did they used to have Ponderosa down here? Or is that a North thing?
I think that's a
Ponderosa.
North thing.
That is a
Ponderosa
North
is
thing.
Because I never heard of that.
That's an establishment.
I never heard of that.
It was
High
all I'll
class,
say about
man.
that.
You
Well,
Yankees,
it's
I
a
never
thing
heard
that
of
it's a-
Ponderosa.
buffet establishment. I mean, they brand themselves as a steakhouse too, but I don't think anybody ever. Or I don't.
Nobody got the steaks.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, you don't
He's got
order
the-
it.
yeah,
It's like,
he's got the buffet,
No,
yeah.
a lot of people got the steaks.
Really?
Just
Really?
just normal people didn't get
Wait,
the
so
steaks.
the next time we're on tour, we're going to a
It's
Ponderosa.
like Golden Corral.
I don't know
People
if
that
they
go to
still
Golden
exist.
Corral
Oh,
for
yeah.
the
Oh, okay, okay.
steak
The ones that I
buffet.
know of
I went to a
closed.
Golden Corral then.
I
The
think
one
it
in
was like-
Binghamton definitely closed,
I think they all closed.
Yeah.
I think they-
which is a damn shame because they had the taco station. that was great. It was
I know
very authentic.
We had a Ponderosa next to an Ames, and that was a sad year.
Ames, I remember
Ooh,
Ames.
Both of those
Wow.
disappeared.
You guys remember Bennigan's?
Yeah, that's,
Bennigan's?
that's still around,
Is
isn't
that a
it?
national thing? Can we all
I don't
agree
know.
on
I don't
Bennigan's?
know what that is.
It's more
Yeah.
southern.
It's
yeah.
southern, yeah. I didn't see one until I moved to San Antonio.
They're all
Who was
gone. They're all
Bennigan?
gone.
It's like an Applebee's or something
Okay,
like that.
all right.
Yeah, it's like, it was like an Irish
How about
Applebee's.
Wagman's?
That's what it was.
You mean
Yep.
Wegmans?
You mean best
Wegmans.
place to work? Best place to work?
Best place to work.
Best place to work.
Wegmans, best place to
I know a
work.
little something about that place.
Paper,
I only worked
Apply,
there.
apply for Wegmans.
I applied for
apply
Wegmans,
now.
and
Oh.
I didn't get it. Didn't
If
get
you
it.
weren't
Was I
ready-
was like 14. I don't know.
You weren't
Was it
ready.
the one we
Whatever
went to?
the
you
minimum
think?
age is to work
For those
there.
of
One in
you, for
Buffalo.
those of you who are unfamiliar, who are listening,
What street was it on?
What are my options? Do you know what streets?
Was it actually in Buffalo?
It was.
It was close to RJ's
It was,
place.
it was by the zoo.
Okay.
was
Okay.
close to the
all
zoo.
right. I
It
know
was
where
the
that
one
is.
by the zoo.
and for
I know
those of
what
you
it
who,
is.
Was that the one?
It was nice.
No, that was not the one.
It was a nice one. I mean, it was
for
That's good.
for those of
I
you who
thought
are
that.
unsure
It's
what
pretty
Wegmans
nice.
is,
It's
big. It's pretty nice.
it's a cult, is what it is. It's a
Wegmans
business.
is a cult?
It's a business that's a cult. Oh well, you don't. Yes,
Joe-
you-
Best
you don't
place
know,
to
child.
work. Best
It's a
place
grocery
to
store
work.
chain where you can get paper or plastic, and you can get bagels and subs.
They actually
Brian Wolf
they
will
have really
serve you.
good
Get it,
like
kinda
lunch
homemade
food
pie.
there. Like
I worked there for
Yeah.
about
Yeah.
7.5 years.
Great produce.
So
Wait, really?
there's that. Yeah,
He was a
yeah,
lunch guy,
yeah.
man.
yeah, he was.
I
he was
made
a
I
deli
made
guy.
subs. I made some great subs at that
that
place.
makes so
Yeah,
much
great
sense.
subs.
And every once in a while,
what
every
why?
once in a while,
What does that mean, Clint?
Explain yourself.
What the hell does that mean, boy?
If I had to imagine, I
Best
don't know.
place to
I don't
work.
know.
best place. To
I feel
work.
like
place
you.
to work.
Do I
I
seem
see
like
you
a
as a
Wegmans
Wegmans
guy?
worker, and that's not a bad thing. It's not a bad
Runs
thing.
in the family.
Every once
My
in a while,
parents
Brian
both
tells
work
us,
at Wegmans.
"I'd like to stop music and go back to working at Wegmans."
I feel
And we
I feel
say,
like
don't
that
do it,
means
man.
you weren't too
out
crazy
of
as a
it.
child, though. But anyway,
Brian Wolfson.
So you guys probably, I don't know if you saw Wegmans. You guys just came back from tour, went all the way up to New York again and back.
yeah.
It's tour number 3.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Is it just like smooth sailing right now on that kind of a tour?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it was definitely.
Felt good.
Well, Brett just said it. It felt good.
It felt real good.
Yeah, it
this
was.
time around.
It was nice. We kind of all knew what the like I guess etiquette was. It's not that serious, but like that's the best way I can put it. Is etiquette as far as just like, all right, we're here. Like we got to do this, we got to do that, and even still, there was still like a hey, we should do better at this, we do better at that, which is always something you can build on. But yeah, we just kind of knew like we're gonna be driving, then we're gonna be playing, then we're gonna be
driving again.
driving again, and then playing again, and driving again, and so it was just we knew that, and I think we handled it better, and I think it went very well.
Yeah, man, it was nice. This time around was comfortable, I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah, there wasn't really much stress, and it was like pretty
No.
nice. We had a lot of like I feel like we had a little bit more time to do things, you know, like
We
which was
knocked
nice.
out a big drive right at the beginning, which was nice because
Yeah.
we were all pretty fresh. So it seemed, just leaving the first day, we hit a 12-hour drive to Nashville, which was more like a 14-hour drive. But it seemed so easy. I
Yeah.
think just because we were all excited.
Yeah.
And then from there on out, it was fairly short drives with an exception
Yeah.
of like maybe one or two in there that was kind of maybe a 7 to 8 hour drive, which still isn't bad when you split it 3 ways.
I feel like we were all like, I don't know, I felt like we were all pulling our weight as far between it was whether it was driving or whether it was like talking to people or making connections or carrying stuff or whatever the hell. I don't know. I felt like it was a pretty balanced,
Yeah, we all played our part.
played our part kind of
Yeah.
tour, and we knew the end goal and we did it.
Yeah, I mean more than ever, like when you're on tour, I think you find out how well you work together as a team, as a band. You know, it's
Yeah.
like because there are so many things going on. It's like somebody could easily just sit a few plays out or whatever, you know, but the thing is with this band, it's never happened. Everybody's like on board, ready to
Yeah,
just
and
work.
not that it
Everybody
wasn't
knows
like
what
that
it's
on,
about.
and not that it wasn't like that on our first tour or our second tour and stuff, but like it just melded well. I think we kind of all knew like a role. You know what I mean?
Man,
And
it was. I would say each time we tour, we come together and work. That's when we're at our best. I feel like,
Yeah.
and even with
It's like the Super Bowl of being a band. Like once a year,
it
you go and
is.
like
I mean, but
Yeah.
it's not.
do
I'm
this
sure it's
thing,
not
yeah.
that way for everyone.
Yeah.
But for us, it seems like that always brought us closer. Even with Derek and the band, like it was like, okay, boom, we've got these 2 weeks or a week and a half or whatever it is to really just come together, and the focus is music, and that's all it is. I mean, partying's fine, drinking's fine, but none of us really do that much of that.
Yeah.
I mean, we have a good time. We'll have a few. We'll kick a few back, but we're not. No one's crazy in the band, which is
Yeah.
great.
no one's getting kicked out of places or like I don't know. Just
Yeah, or doing
You guys
drugs.
telling me I might be the craziest one in the band now?
You might be, but I doubt that.
You don't seem that way.
Yeah. But no, it's
wait.
it's really cool, and I felt that about the first tour. I thought we came together really well. I thought Joe, stepped in as a young cat that first tour and really stepped it up. It was great. Second tour around, similar experience, and then this third tour was great as a 3-piece. I feel like we're very confident of who we are now, and everyone's kind of firing on all cylinders, and everyone's kind of pulling their weight now, and man, it was great.
How long ago was the first tour?
2015.
Yeah, it was fall of 2015.
Yeah.
It was after
Cool,
the first EP came out.
September 2nd.
well, look, the
third.
first post isn't the
Oh, it's right
Lab tour
behind you.
there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
September 3rd.
Third. Yeah.
Yeah, we played
the way
at
to
Swan
September
Dive to
18th.
kick it off.
Yeah.
Came back
That
to
was the first tour
Lambert's.
right there.
But
There was supposed to be that Blues on the Bridge thing.
yeah, that never.
Yeah.
that didn't work out.
The whole reason
talk
why we
about
went on the
Dom.
first tour was to play one big last thing at the end, and we
Got
we
rained out.
Yeah, we realized that hey, we probably shouldn't just bet on one thing. Let's do something all the way there. And then when we got there, yeah, it got rained out and it was canceled. But luckily, we'd played these other 6, 7, 8 shows or whatever, and it was just like, yeah, hell yeah, we still did it, and excellent, let's do it again. And
Yeah,
it just had a
Didn't
precedent.
feel bad at all. It
No.
was, but I mean, that tour could have been ruined by that one thing, but it didn't,
Well-
And I'm thankful that we were booked for that one thing, even though it didn't work out.
Yeah.
It's like
It
that-
got us on the road. I mean,
right.
it actually did. Yeah. Absolutely.
And then after that, we're like, yeah, let's just go tour again. Why not?
like
I've had a lot of interesting weather luck on the road myself, so I don't know if that's an omen that we're meant to be. Or
there you
it's
go.
gonna-
Man,
We're bringing in your good weather luck with our bad weather luck. And we're gonna
No,
be-
it's not good. No, I mean
it was clear
Bad
as
weather
day.
Oh no,
That's a good band name.
like
bad weather luck.
tornadoes and
Okay,
stuff.
Oh,
Shit.
boy.
wow.
I've already dealt with enough tornadoes. I don't need any more. Clint.
not like real tornadoes, but just
I don't need any more tornadoes.
like unsuspecting weather occurrences, I should say.
My dream
leave
is
it
that
at
we
that.
play like an
That's a
Indiana
whole nother
County
story.
Fair, and there's like Tornado behind us.
You don't want that. That's just the worst.
That's not a good dream. You need to update your dreams.
Yeah, especially it's like
It'd make a great music video.
And tornadoes. That's not a great thing. No, but the tour's been great. First tour was great. Second tour was great. This tour is awesome. We rented a minivan this time because there's only 3 of us, and it was comfortable, man. The whole ride. It was easy to drive, which was nice.
Brian earned it at the end. Made us like a nice little bed in the back.
Yeah. Well,
I
fuck.
sure earned it.
Joe drove 10 hours straight. Was it that on the? Because we came from Indiana.
Stop it.
Our plan was to hit Memphis and play our last show. So we played Indiana Thursday night, and we were gonna hit Memphis Friday night. But we were like, cancel Memphis. We didn't have anyone opening for us. We didn't know anyone, so we canceled it. Like, let's make the drive straight through. So we left Friday morning. Joe drove for 10 hours straight.
If there's one drive I know, it's Indianapolis to Arkansas.
Dude, it was incredible. Just nonstop for 10 hours. We stopped maybe 3 times to get gas and use the restroom and food. But
he was just like, I gotta keep going.
Dude, he just kept going. It
Gotta go.
was a machine,
Gotta go.
dude.
I remember him saying, "I feel like a machine right now." I remember him saying that.
I wasn't tired, and I knew I should have been. And like in that moment, I was just sitting there like I shouldn't be driving.
in the tunnel vision.
Yeah, I was like, I shouldn't be driving, but like I got a good 4 hours in me before I gotta stop. Like, let's just keep going. And I felt good about it. I was just ready to go.
So I think you might have said, or somebody said, like you felt like you accomplished your goals on this tour.
We did.
What were your goals for this tour? I mean,
Make connections, meet people who were into the music and who dug it, and and just friends, and reacquainting ourselves with friends and family. I feel like I got acquainted with Brett's family again. I got to talk to his aunts and his mom's sisters for a second there, and seeing Brian's family again. I feel like it was a reacquaintance with people who were out there, but also I learned a lot about running on empty, food review. Yeah, I learned a lot about
Joe
that.
was the only one I got on that.
But
Brett tried a lot.
Brett tried a lot. I got it, and I was in it. I was like, damn it. But
Brett,
it was
you
just
kept trying to get people to watch a YouTube video of Report of the Week, right?
Report of the Week.
Watch that.
But
You
it was
get
a
time out from this podcast and go
yeah.
watch Report of the Week.
And
Your
then
life
come
will
on
never be
back.
the same, man.
But I just I don't know. I felt like it was a really good reacquaintance with family. I don't know, people who had maybe seen us like a long time ago, and then were like, "Oh, we want to see you again," and so they came out. And connections wise,
Did you guys end up crashing with any strangers
No strangers.
We didn't.
We
No.
or
could
like
have.
acquaintances?
Yeah, we could have. There was
Carborough.
in Carborough, North Carolina. The MC of the night. Do you remember his name?
Matt Phillips.
Matt Phillips, the MC
yeah.
of the night. He
Great
sat there
guy.
and asked on the mic, "Hey, we got these guys from Fair City Fire. They don't have a place to stay tonight. They're hanging out in Carborough." And then he asked if anyone had a place for us to stay, and the entire place raised their hand. And was
Oh my
like,
gosh.
Hey,
Yeah.
like
Wow. It was
somebody,
crazy.
like somebody had a room for us that night.
That's
But
cool, man.
Some of those outskirt places, man. Like I remember being on the road, and like the first tour I went on with my old band from Buffalo, like we kind of just did that a few different places, and it was like way easier than we thought. Sometimes a little like you end up getting to that like, what am I getting myself into?
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah.
But I mean, we got lucky. It was pretty much nice people. But yeah,
Cool.
it's I don't know if that's an advised thing, especially
Yeah.
when you got like a bunch of equipment
Dude,
with you. And
It's. I think.
going into untrusting situations, but
I feel like you can trust, and for the most part, you can trust people. And if you can, I mean, I would like to think that. I really do. I mean,
it's
I
a
know.
bold statement in
That's a new
2017.
thing,
Shouldn't
yeah.
be.
I know. There's always
Who
exceptions.
wants to guard Brett's backside?
But I would imagine for most occasions, people are trustworthy. Most people are.
Yeah.
I mean,
we at least
You
met
can-
a lot of
you
people.
can feel it out.
and you,
Yeah,
and,
and we have-
if you're a good judge of character, you're more probably you can figure it out. But I would say 90% of the time, you're gonna have a good experience.
And
Even if it is a bad experience, it'll still be a cool life experience.
Yeah, and we met 90% of those people in that cafe who were willing to give us a place. Like that was
It was cool.
Yeah.
definitely encouragement. But that doesn't happen everywhere, of course. You go
Yeah,
to New Orleans,
sure.
get your door money stolen, of course.
Yeah.
But
They're shitheads too.
You
gotta watch out for New
You
Orleans.
gotta watch out for New
Yeah.
Orleans, But Carborough, North Carolina,
Yeah.
salt of the earth. Salt of-
Man, I will say with this tour, probably one of the highlights of the tour was there was many highlights, but like the common thing I found was every city that we went to that was new for us was fucking awesome. Like every city that we played in, whether it was Carborough or at Philly, the areas that we happened to stay in, Buffalo, and like hang out in and like play in, and even Cleveland, like on the outside skirts of Cleveland.
Even Cleveland.
No, it was like these great.
That's going to be the new slogan for Cleveland after LeBron leaves. Instead of like Believe Land, it's going to be like even Cleveland.
No, there was these cool little quaint little towns that we were playing in, and they really were like we got lucky. I felt like this tour was very lucky with planning and booking.
I think it's great too. This tour for me, the best thing about it was like there was no like bad stops. Like there wasn't anything that was like, oh, we shouldn't have done that. You know, like which was great. I mean, I can't think of one that was like that wasn't worth it. You know.
Yeah.
Every time we met somebody that like seemed like they could be like a long-term fan of the band, or we met somebody that could book us at a bigger, better place next time. You know, it was cool. It was success all the way around.
Yeah, and we got to play some really nice venues, for me too, unassuming venues that were just like wow, like first time here out of state band. You're like wow, we're playing this place. Buffalo was one of those. It was like,
yeah,
wow.
Good things about the venue you played there.
It was beautiful.
Yeah.
It was huge stage, great sound. It was great. And then in Brian's hometown, we got to move up to a better venue. It was right down the street from his parents' place.
Yeah, Ransom
Love
Steel.
Cyber Cafe.
Ransom Steel.
Love you.
Yeah, I love you, Cyber
No,
Cafe.
I mean, it was great. Yeah. Cyber's great, but it was just like a step up. It's
It's bigger, nicer, all that stuff.
It's more of a music, oriented place.
Yeah.
It's
set around the stage instead of like the stage set around everything.
Beautiful setup, huge stage, great sound system.
Yeah.
I could say my experience with Cleveland, though, Coda, like I was like, man, I don't know what to expect because we pulled at that place and it was in a nice neighborhood, but it was still like, okay.
In the basement.
The venue's in the basement. Like, I'm like, okay. Like, I've been to basement venues before. I don't know what this is going to be. So we walked down this sketchy staircase, like loading our stuff in. And we walk in, we're like, oh, this place is really nice. Like,
yeah, they were cool. The bartenders were super nice. The cooks in the kitchen were nice. They had the entire back wall of the stage was like a
graffiti
montage. Yeah, it was like a graffiti mosaic kind of different bands like Led Zeppelin, The Who, Hank Williams was on there, Roy Orbison was on there, Buddy Holly was on there.
Black Keys.
The Black Keys. Aerosmith. Like just anybody who
It was very Austin-y.
It was cool.
Bar.
Yeah, it felt like a very Austin bar. They had stenciled album covers on the wall with spray paint, from different bands and stuff too. It was a cool place, and
I got free Great Lakes beer.
That's right.
Awesome.
That's right.
Ooh,
yeah,
good stuff.
Great Lakes beer.
That's pretty good. Did you have
I had the double IPA.
the Lake Erie Monster?
Yeah.
That thing's delicious.
It was fantastic.
So good.
Oh,
Yeah.
Many nights back in Buffalo.
And it was free.
Credited to that.
Yeah, it
better.
was free.
Yeah.
Shout out to that
I forget
person.
what the amber was called that I was drinking. It was great, though. Shit.
There was a lot of
good
good
stuff.
stuff.
The Lake Erie Red Monster.
Yep.
No, all in all, the tour was great, and it was safe driving. We got home safe. No incidents on the road. No sketchy times where we thought we were going to, run into trouble with strangers or gear going missing. Or it was just really easy. It was long and taxing because you're driving and you're barely getting any sleep. But as far as tour goes, man, it was.
As we went into, y'all aren't ragers, but do you have a designated driver rotation or something that you do?
We kind of just. It depends on the night. I think
Usually the drunkest person
steps up. Yeah, usually the drunkest person steps up and offers to drive. That's kind of how it goes. Yeah.
If you insist.
Then we kind of say, well, maybe you shouldn't drive yet.
Well, I mean,
Dude, you're going to go through warp speed. Don't worry.
I can't think of a night where any of us were really that drunk when we left the venue. Now, whenever we got to where we were going and we were spending the night, then we drank a few more.
The after party is where it's at.
But
sure.
even on after party, it wasn't like no one got crazy.
Yeah.
I mean,
At one point, Brett and I, we had to head out by ourselves. But that was about it. Yeah.
Dude, yeah, Joe. So we were playing in Cleveland, Buffalo. It was Buffalo, and we left the venue, and Brian was riding home with his buddy RJ where we were staying, And we pack up the stuff and we start driving. And Joe sees a casino and he's like, "I've never gambled before."
Oh man.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
It was the fastest $20 loss ever.
Did you learn your lesson real quick?
Oh yeah, real quick.
I have an
Same machine.
I have an extensive history with gambling. And,
Man.
It was the same machine
better-
too.
you're
It
better
wasn't.
off.
It wasn't even like we tried like 2 or 3 places. Like no, it was like the same machine took the entire 20.
Dude, so I got excited because I know what happens with beginner's luck. I was like, "You've
You're
never
gonna
gambled?"
follow
I was
him,
like,
yeah.
"Dude," I was like, "Let's pull in." I was
Brett
like,
was using.
I was like,
me.
"We're just gonna do $20. That's it. Like, you've never gambled. We're just gonna get $20 out. We'll pull it out, and that's all. Like, we can't do any more than that. We'll just do that and go. And if we win, I think we set an amount. Whatever.
We'll just
it was.
leave. Yeah,
Once we
just-
get to like 100,
Once we get
we'll
to
stop.
once you hit 30, I think. If you, I think if you won $10,
well, I know we
or
set
more,
a bottom out limit of just
Yeah.
we have $20 to spend. I don't know
Yeah.
if we set a max limit.
I think it's like if we, I think we were talking about like, okay, if we win $30 or more dollars, we cash out and go, just to win, or we whatever, it doesn't matter. We walked in, we get our money out, and Joe's like just grinning from ear to ear. I was like, all right, Joe,
Let's do it.
the floor is yours, man. Go to wherever feels.
It's
right.
crazy to walk in a
You know,
casino for the
He
first
like,
time.
yeah,
right?
no, it was.
Yeah.
The smoke smell hit me first, but then the rest
Yeah.
of it was like, wow, this is crazy. And then Brett was just like, go wherever you go. Yeah, I think he was using me as a hunting dog.
You were
He was
in
like-
Was
beginner's
this in
luck.
Buffalo?
Yeah, I was.
No,
this was in
was
Buffalo.
in Buffalo, yeah. Syracuse
It was-
Downs or something like
It was,
that.
it was right next
Oh, yeah.
to the Sabres arena.
Yep.
Oh.
Yep.
Okay.
HSBC.
And so we went in
Yeah.
there, and I was like, this one, yes, right here.
So Brett,
Lost
you were like,
everything.
yes,
That was
let's
it.
do it.
Actually,
Yeah,
Brett,
yeah.
Brett got to more machines than I did because of just my recklessness, I guess. But
Well, he was just doing max bets, like boom,
Yeah.
boom, max bets, max. Because we did like penny slots, but then he was doing max bets, so they ended up being like $3 to $5 bets.
and at one point I won, and it was like yes, but then I lost again a bunch of times.
You
And-
won
and-
one more bet.
But let me tell you this:
It was literally like
as
what,
fast-
5 minutes.
as fast as you can lose money at Seneca Downs in 20 minutes, you can also see Niagara Falls
Oh, yeah.
in 20 minutes as
Under
well.
20 minutes.
Under 20 minutes, really, because if you go to Niagara Falls, 20 minutes is as much as you get until free parking's over. And
That's on the American side for sure.
That's on the American side, and we ran out of the car when we realized we had 20 minutes. We ran to Niagara Falls. We went to the wrong falls. Kind of imagined like, hey,
You went to the American side.
We
where
went
it's
to
just
the American
straight
side.
against jagged rocks.
and we looked
all
at it
that.
and we were like, shouldn't we? This looks a lot more horseshoed in movies and stuff. Like, this doesn't look like the right place. And then we realized that it was like maybe, I don't know, 30 or 40 feet away from us, and so we
Oh, it was much further than that.
we
Oh, it's a
ran.
we turned around. We saw this mist coming up, and we're like,
Rookies.
"That's got to be it." And then we all just took off running. But then it started raining while we were there too.
So we're soaked at this point, running to the main falls. We see it, get about 3 or 4 pictures. Brett's got to go get a gift in the gift shop. Brian and I are going back to the van, make it back to the van, get out of there. Brett meets us outside of the ticket booth, so that way we've, didn't use our 20 minutes, didn't have to
Yeah.
get charged for parking. And then Brett comes outside of the
How much
ticket
was
booth.
parking, by the way?
I think it was $20 or something like
Yeah,
that.
it was like 20
Yeah, it was
bucks.
significant.
They
Yeah.
want $20 to
It was-
hang out for a few hours.
Yeah, I mean, it was more than we were willing
Oh.
to pay. Because we were just like, well, fuck it. We're like 20 minutes from Niagara Falls. Let's go.
Yeah.
We had time to spare.
Yeah.
'Cause-
I'm gonna have to give you guys the guided tour if you go back there.
Yeah.
It's-
all right, I'm into that.
Ooh, you gonna
yeah.
pay for that? You gonna
I
pay for
get
that
you
guided
parked
tour?
for $5 or less, and
Ooh, yeah.
get you a nice up
There we go.
close view.
Yeah, you
Now
can
you're
get
talking.
pedestrian.
Dude,
Yeah.
we were right on it. I mean, we were right next to the falls, but we were only there for like a minute and a half.
Yeah.
I imagine y'all didn't go on May of the Mist or anything.
No.
no, that
we
was on the
didn't have
because
time.
that's on the
Canadian side.
Canadian
Yeah.
side.
Passport,
No,
yeah.
you can do it on the American side.
Canadian
Where
side.
that tower thing is that has the overlook.
yeah, the
you go
green
down
tower.
there.
We didn't
We-
see enough of that.
We got a picture of the Maid of the Mist.
Because it's only like $8 or something. It's not, it's
cool.
for a tourist
Dude.
attraction
Damn.
of that.
We could have done it.
and
but
it looks
volume.
cool,
It's
man.
pretty
Like
cool.
we also
just seeing it out there, and there must have been a couple hundred people on that thing, or
Yeah.
it looks that way.
yeah.
I don't know, but it's like it's just
Oh, yeah.
it's
You get
fighting the
wet.
current. You
Yeah.
can see it, just like
Intense,
trying
yeah.
to like keep it like.
Yeah, man.
And I'm like, dude, I hope that thing doesn't just topple over and like all these people,
Down further downstream with the heavy rapids, they got this like huge jet boat that's
No
just going
way.
up these
Damn.
crazy rapids like
Well,
fast upstream. It's crazy.
If you're interested in going to the Niagara Falls area, folks, you can see it in 20 minutes. You
That
get
segment
19
was
minutes,
sponsored by.
But also, you can go do
Marine
some
Land.
awesome rapid boats and some good stuff from the Canada side. So
Yeah.
have fun.
You can
Yeah.
go like on the
Go
Canadian
by.
side. You can walk over. I mean, for free. It costs money to get back into America.
Wait, you don't
But,
need a passport?
Yeah. Oh, I mean, yeah, it's free. Yeah. I mean,
We didn't have
like it-
passports.
Oh.
Mine was stolen in Vancouver. I don't know what you want me to do,
Cost your
man.
dignity to get back
Jones.
into
Yeah. You know, I've
But,
never
uh,
owned a passport.
you can walk behind the falls like the Canadian side,
That's
like
cool.
underneath and behind, and see the water falling.
Oh,
That's
shit.
pretty cool.
Yeah,
That's
That is
way
really
cooler
cool.
than
And there's a
what we
casino over there. So Joe, you really missed out.
Next
Yeah,
time,
yeah.
next time we're gonna give it a shot. We'll try and.
Dude, it was interesting because when we were driving to the falls, we're on the American side, right? And then you've got the is it Erie? Is that what it is? I don't know what the
Ooh.
body of water is right there.
Niagara River.
Yeah, it's
Niagara
the
River.
Yeah.
Okay. It's and then on the other side of the river is Canada, and we're on the American side, and we're like looking over to the Canada side, and it's beautiful. You got like fucking birds and eagles just flying, all these trees, and it's gorgeous. It's fucking gorgeous,
So many
dude.
eagles.
It's just beautiful. And then you look back on our side and to your right,
It's like a factory.
and it's just nothing but smog and factories as far as the eye can see, and you're just like,
Wires.
this
Yeah.
sucks. And then you look back over to Canada, and then all of a sudden there's this halo and all these beams of light shining down. And
Hey, sorry about the light. So that's a good way. Tour is awesome.
tour is
Yeah.
great.
Tour was
Yeah,
great.
tour
Yeah.
was great. So coming up, the second annual Too Damn Hot Affair. I mean, we'll have I think another podcast where we can get more into it. But it's a cool thing because you guys, it's a big showcase for you and your friends. I mean, bands that we've had on here before this year, Dre, Final Fidelity, Dr. Joe. It makes for a big night. That's too damn hot.
It should be fun.
Too
And
damn
hot.
Very
we're
hot.
gonna have Clint there. Clint's gonna be there.
Yep.
Yes, I
Yeah.
will.
Please.
It's a maybe. It's a maybe.
Still pending. Clint pending. But it should be a really awesome night. And Antone's, of course, is a very historical venue here in Austin,
Right.
Texas. And
Yeah.
it's really cool to be able to play on that stage. So I think it's going to be cool to have
It's
the
incredibly
Too Damn Hot
awesome,
Affair there.
I think it was really there was a moment when my parents were in town in April, I think it was, where we went to that new Stevie Ray Vaughan exhibit in the Bob Bullock Museum.
Mm-hmm.
And it was really cool. I mean, they did a great job with that. They had a lot of his old gear and stuff, and it was like more beat up, like way more beat up than my stuff. So I was like, okay, like I'm on the right path, you know.
yeah.
Mhm.
Just destroying my things. But anyways, there's a whole corner of that place just devoted to Antones.
That's awesome.
Like all the posters and stuff are in that corner are just him playing at Antones.
Yeah.
There's a whole video of him doing it, and it's like so cool. Like to see that and be like, man, we're about to play there. Like that's
Yeah.
so cool. Like, you know, granted, it's not the same exact location or anything like that, but it's like
Hey,
that
still a
venue
big
is
deal.
never
Still the
gone
same
away.
caliber of
Yeah.
live shows,
Yeah,
I think.
it is.
right?
Still a big
Yeah.
deal.
Yeah,
It's
that
still-
venue always comes back because
Mhm.
people love it.
And I do believe they have air conditioning, despite the name of the event.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yes.
They
I'd
do,
be
they
afraid
do.
of the weather.
They
Yeah.
do.
Well, that's the thing. It's too damn hot outside, but
Yes.
if you look at
Yes.
the poster,
It's the one cool spot.
Antones
Antones
is the
cool
only cool spot.
Yeah.
We need
And
that
Air conditioning
to cool
everywhere
us
else
off.
is gonna fail that night.
And it's cool because, I mean, if you look at all that stuff, even if you go into Antone's now, you're going to find a lot of posters back there. But Clifford Antone, the reason why he made that place is to see blues musicians before they passed away. And in the 70s, they were already super old at this point when it opened up in the mid-70s. So he got them in to play these shows. And it just, I mean, all the, like I said, just the big blues musicians who were still alive in the 70s, like Clifton Chenier and, I mean, shit, the list goes on. That's all I can really got.
Muddy
But
Waters, man.
Muddy Waters was
Yeah,
played there.
like-
Like, I mean,
Yeah, actually,
all the
a
big
couple
dudes.
months ago, I went there for it was a film premiere for this documentary called Two Trains a Runnin', and it's about these guys that actually went on a road trip. They were college kids to go find these old blues guys that people had lost track of. No one knew if they were still alive or something, and it kind of covered that as well as the civil rights things that were going on at
Yeah.
the same time. But they had the after party at Antone's
wow.
and had these like musicians play there and stuff.
cool.
It was cool.
That is
And
cool.
and that's the kind of history that Antone's has, and so it's really cool to be able to play there on that stage, no matter where it is in Austin.
Joe, you're not going to get paid for giving us a tour of Antone's here, you know.
That's fine. That's fine.
You
I
know.
do it out of sheer passion. Sheer passion. Sheer
It's
passion.
true, man.
There's your passion.
when we were
Giving a
on
tour.
no matter what city we were at, he was like, "Oh, I have to go by the Capitol. We have to do here. I gotta get some pamphlets. I gotta learn up. I gotta." He's
I
like,
still have those Underground Railroad pamphlets from Indiana. The
Dude,
Underground
nice.
Railroad went through
That
Indiana,
guy.
folks.
Yeah, right.
That guy
through
knew his
Slippery
stuff.
That
Hill.
guy did know his stuff inside
He
the
was
visitor
excited.
center there when we got there.
Yeah.
That's that tour guide
He
in
was
me.
excited to have an ear.
Can you tell when a
to
guy's
talk to?
BSing a tour, or like when a guy really like enjoys it now?
This guy wasn't though. You know,
He was in it,
I
yeah.
think I would hopefully be able to tell if someone was guessing on a date or something. But this guy was solid, man.
How do you act like there must be days where you don't feel like giving the tour, but you still do? Do you just go through the motions, or do you give less facts, or do you engage them less? I mean, what's a tough day at work on the tour business?
A tough day at work is when you're throwing the worst corny jokes about history, and no one laughs, and no one's ready for any kind of like corny joke at all. Like we have this lady down in downtown Austin. Make this super short, but she basically fired this cannon at people who were trying to remove Austin from the capital, being the capital city of Texas.
Oh, like a long time ago.
Like a long time ago,
Yeah, yeah.
1842.
Okay,
1842.
Yeah,
You've seen
yeah,
the statue in
yeah.
Congress. She was trying to. She
Oh.
stopped people
Yeah.
from removing Austin as the capital in Texas, and they were going to move it to Houston. And after we talk about the story where she's like lit this cannon and all this stuff like that, the joke that we say at the end is, and I bet that this Angelina Eberly had a very short fuse. That's what we say
It's a great joke.
about the cannon.
Clever.
About the cannon, and it's just like when some people are there, they're ready to have fun. That's awesome. But it's a
Yeah.
bad day when you say that joke and people are just like,
That killed with my parents. They enjoyed that joke
huh.
a lot.
Well,
Yeah,
good. I'm
yeah.
glad they did. I'm glad they
Yeah,
did.
Bruce
'cause-
and Terry love that joke.
okay, good. And most people do. Most people do. It's just when you get that van where like nobody's laughing. Even if you have one person who's enjoying it, the rest of the van tends to enjoy it. But if you got no one on there that's enjoying it, not gonna happen.
Matt, do you remember the realtor that signed us up for here? You remember her name? Mandy.
Yeah, something
Forte?
like that. Yeah, yeah.
She works for.
No way. That's
She works for you guys now, right?
she does. No, she
Yeah.
absolutely does. That's a
Deep Austin
conversation
detours.
for a different day. For
Dude,
different.
she
for not on
totally
mic.
thought Matt and I were a gay couple.
Yeah.
Sure, dude.
That's why we got this apartment.
Dude,
with no deposit
We
down.
got this
Yeah.
apartment with no deposit. They gave us first month's rent
Yeah.
for free.
I think they were trying to like
I think
increase the
you're trying to
diversity
attract
of
the
the
LGBT
neighborhood.
community?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I shit you
Yeah.
not. Because it was funny. I remember because she was showing us apartments over here. She didn't. She right down the street. I forget what the name of the apartment.
Yeah, somewhere
Right
basically
here.
in the East Riverside area.
And
yeah.
we're like walking through, we're looking at stuff, and Matt's walking around, and he's asking all these questions, and then he walks over here, and I look at her, and I was like, yeah, I was like, you gotta have someone who asks the question. And she goes, every couple needs one. But I didn't even process it at the time. I was like, yup. And just totally
Confidently.
went with it. And
Yeah.
then like when we left, I replayed that in my head. I was like, she totally thinks we're a gay couple.
Yeah. Yep.
I was like, hey, let's stick with it because I think we're gonna get something good out
Yeah,
of
yeah.
this. And we did, man. And I swear she told I'm shit you not. I swear she told the company that because we were like, hey, well, let's try over here. She's like, well, it's
Yeah.
a little. It's like a couple $100 out of what you had originally said. We're like, well, we want something big and nice, and
Yeah.
it's fine. We can afford it.
Good
whatever.
amenities.
And I swear she told the people that we were leasing that because they were so fucking nice to us.
Yeah.
It was unbelievable.
Yeah, it's like no deposit, free first month's
no
rent.
deposit,
It's like
first
just go. Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
your dog was he a rescue? Oh, we'll take $300 off the pet deposit, and we're like, what?
In her defense, I'll say that Mandy is a very sweet girl.
No, she's
And
amazing.
Oh, yeah.
She was,
and
she was
honestly,
awesome.
I believe that she thought you guys were a gay couple.
Oh, totally.
We
She
know
did.
that,
The cool
yeah.
thing
No,
is that
that's
she
totally-
because she thought that she probably like fought for you guys for like.
Dude,
Oh, I'm
through
sure.
her
You know,
heart.
she did.
She-
I think.
Let's
Yeah.
get
She
these
even-
gay guys like
she
the
even
best.
brought us a cactus, an American
A
flag
gift cactus. Yeah.
like
succulent,
ceramic
yeah.
pot.
Yeah.
It was and I had it for
A housewarming.
2 years, and I think when I went on tour,
Yeah.
it died or I think I may have overwatered it, but I had it for 2 years, man. Like because I remember like I
Damn.
walked outside and it was on the ground with a little note, and it was a little cactus in a bowl.
That's why she works for Austin Detours.
Dude,
Yeah.
she was
And that's-
great.
and that's
I
exactly
picked
why
it
she
up
works
and it
for
was like,
Austin
hey,
Detours.
thank you for blah blah blah. I hope you guys enjoy your stay.
Yeah.
It was as simple as that, or something like that, you know. And I had that shit.
You
for
better
2
show her
years.
this
That's
podcast,
awesome.
Joe.
No, like I said, the cacti,
Yeah, I know,
the fighting for you guys. That's why she works for Austin Detours.
Dude, it was great. Yeah,
That's
yeah.
awesome. What a small world. What
You
a
should
small
tell them
world.
about the lube she dropped off for us too.
Oh, no.
Well, that's for another day.
Yeah. Another day. All right.
Girl.
Podcast complete. I think. Right? Do we feel good? Like summer's getting
Is
through.
that
We got
the
a
note
month
we want to
left.
end on?
Clint, do you? Yeah.
Let's
Clint,
go,
do you feel
Clint.
like you got
Hey.
enough voice time in?
All right. Let's give Clint.
I'm
Let's give Clint another 3 sentences of unobstructed talk.
How about
no pressure.
why you
no
wanted
pressure.
to join Fair City Fire?
That's a lot for 3 sentences.
That doesn't count as a sentence.
Brian, yes.
Yeah, your hand raised.
No, I'm counting your sentences.
Oh.
Counting your sentences
Oh.
right now.
Okay.
Starting now.
And I think that was 3. I think.
Starting
Okay. Great. That was great.
now.
Clint. Yeah.
Because they rock out
Okay.
and podcast.
Shouldn't it be and we rock out?
Well, this
Get
is
there.
why I wanted to join them.
Okay.
That was a question.
You're
We're being
right.
specific.
Ooh.
Now we rock out.
I'll allow it.
Me, Clint.
Me, Clint.
Me, Clint.
Oh.
Fair City Fire, rock out. Me want rock out. Now we rock out.
Antone's
pretty
Too
good.
Damn Hot Affair.
Antone's.
Check that shit out.
We're very happy to have Clint on board.
Welcome, Clint.
Welcome, Clint, man. It's going to be great. It's going to be a good couple shows.
Thank you.
A lot of
Welcome,
shows,
Clint.
so.
Too Damn Hot Affair, August 18th. That Girl Dre, Finite Fidelity, Dr. Joe, Fair City Fire. Get your tickets now.
Matt Jones is your host.
I will be there. Yes. And
I might be there.
All right.
I'll probably be there.
Come on out. You're helping the Sims Foundation. You're seeing some good music. It's going to be a great lineup at a very historical Austin place. It's going to be a lot of fun. Come on out. Go check out Finite Fidelity, Dr. Dre, Dr. Joe. Wait,
Dre.
excuse me.
Check out Dr. Dre. Yeah,
Dr. Dre's awesome.
Good. He's
Dr.
great.
Dre,
Yeah,
great.
He's good. Yeah.
Dr. Dre's great. I
That
hope you haven't
girl-
forgotten about
that
Dre.
girl Dre.
He might be there too. We don't want to rule him out.
I'll try it again. Check out the bands Finite Fidelity, That Girl Dre, and Dr. Joe. Check them out for the show. It's going to be an excellent night. Please come on.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Shame.